que tem a beleza dela. Sou do morro, sou favela, mas meu coração se apaixonou por essa Cinderela. Ela é da zona sul, loirinha de olho azul, e o impasse é upa.
Assalamualaikum, good evening and welcome to Global News Network. I am Muhammad Akhyar bin Muhammad Amjad Zahwi.
And I'm Muhammad Izzuddin bin Hadi. Tonight we bring you a special report on how the Russia-Ukraine war has reshaped global logistics, transportation networks and international supply chain.
The conflict began in February 2022 when Russia launched a full-scale military invasion of Ukraine. What initially appeared to be a regional conflict quickly evolved into a global economic and logistic challenge.
The war triggered economic sanctions, trade restriction, airspace closure, and major disruption across transportation networks. As a result, business around the world faced increasing uncertainty in the movement of goods.
One of the most immediate effects was the sharp increase in global energy prices. Fuel is a critical component of transportation, and rising fuel costs significantly increased shipping expenses across the logistics industry.
At the same time, many airlines were forced to avoid Russian airspace, resulting in longer flight routes and higher operating costs. Ocean carriers also face growing uncertainty across European trade routes.
These disruptions affect a wide range of industries from manufacturing and machinery to food imports and consumer goods. Companies were forced to rethink how they source, transport, and distribute products across international markets.
To better understand the real-world impact of this challenge, we now go live to our field reporter, who is joined by two logistics and transportation experts. Report, over to you.
Thank you, Izzuddin and Akia. The Russia-Ukraine war has highlighted how geopolitical conflicts can affect supply chains far beyond the countries directly involved. Today, we will explore the logistic challenges faced by businesses and discuss how companies are adapting to this new environment. Joining me today are two experts in logistics and transportation, Mr. Haikal and Mr. Fazli. Thank you both for joining us. Let's begin with the food industry. How has the Russia-Ukraine war affected the transportation of temperature-sensitive products?
Thank you, Ms. Adriana. So, temperature-sensitive products rely heavily on reliable transportation network, strict cold chain management. When the conflict began, rising fuel price and disruption across transportation system created additional pressure on logistic providers. For example, frozen Norwegian salmon, which is expected worldwide, face higher transportation costs and longer delivery routes. Maintaining the required temperature throughout the journey became more challenging and expensive. As a result, companies that had to invest more resources into cold chain, monitoring and transportation planning.
Could businesses simply switch to faster transportation methods such as air freight?
Not necessarily. Although air freight provides faster delivery, it's significantly more expensive. During periods of geopolitical uncertainty, air transportation costs can increase substantially. For many businesses, relying entirely on air freight will not be financially sustainable. Instead, most companies adopted a balanced strategy by combining refrigerated sea freight with selective use of air freight for urgent shipment. This approach helps maintain product quality while controlling logistic costs.
Thank you, Mr. Haikal. Let's look at the manufacturing sector. How have industrial products have been affected by these disruptions?
Thank you. For the manufacturing sector has faced significant challenges. Many industrial products depend on complex international supply chain involving multiple suppliers, transportation, provider, and distribution center. For example, products such as air compressor require components sourced from different countries before final assembly takes place. When transportation costs increase and delivery schedule become less predictable, manufacturers experience greater difficulty maintaining production schedule. Many businesses face delays in receiving critical components and spare parts.
Some people may wonder why companies do not simply switch from sea freight to air freight when disruptions occur. What are your thoughts on this?
That solution may sound simple, but it is often unrealistic. Industrial equipment such as air compressor is heavy, bulky and costly to transport by air. The logistic cost can become several times higher than sea freight. For most companies, the objective is not necessarily the fastest delivery. The objective is maintaining supply continuity while controlling transportation costs. Therefore, sea freight remains the preferred option for many industrial products despite longer transit time.
It seems that both industries face different types of risks. In your opinion, which sector is more vulnerable to logistic disruptions?
From my opinion, from a cold chain perspective, I would argue that temperature sensitive products are more vulnerable. Delays can directly affect product quality and increase the risk of spoilage. A disruption of only a few days can create significant operational challenges.
I understand that perspective. However, manufacturing industry also face substantial risks. If critical machinery components fail to arrive on time, production lines may be interrupted. This can affect multiple industries and create wider economic consequences.
That is crucially true. The difference is that frozen food product face immediate quality risk, while industrial product face productivity and operational risks.
Wow, that's a very interesting comparison. While the impact might differ, it is clear that both sectors depend heavily on efficient logistics systems. Let's now discuss potential solutions. What digital solution would you recommend to help business manage disruptions more effectively?
For me, I recommend implementing a real-time supply chain visibility platform. This system allows businesses to monitor shipment, location, inventory levels, and transportation disruption in real time. With better visibility, managers can identify problems earlier and make faster decisions. This improves efficiency and reduces uncertainty throughout the supply chain.
Thank you, Mr. Haikal. For Mr. Fazli, what strategic solution would you recommend?
In my opinion, one of the most effective strategic solution is supplier diversification. Many businesses rely too heavily on a single supplier or geographic region. When disruption occur, this dependency creates significant risk. By developing relationship with suppliers from multiple countries, business can improve resilience and reduce vulnerability to future geopolitical disruption.
Will this strategy benefit both manufacturing and food industries?
Absolutely. Whether the product is industrial machinery, frozen food, electronics, or consumer goods, diversification creates greater flexibility and supply chain stability.
Thank you both for sharing your valuable insights. Today's discussions highlights how geopolitical events can affect global trade far beyond the conflict zone itself. Back to you at the studio.
Thank you. Today's report demonstrates how modern supply chains are increasingly interconnected and vulnerable to global disruptions.
The Russia-Ukraine war has shown that geopolitical conflict can influence transportation costs, delivery schedule, sourcing decisions, and overall business operation around the world.
As companies continue to adapt digital technologies, supplier diversification and strategic logistics planning will remain essential tools for building resilience.
That's all for tonight's special report.
Thank you for watching.